Good evening. It's on? Okay. You sure now? Good evening, and thank you all for joining us. I'm Ann Borga. I'm the president of Brockton High Alumni. And this evening is a pretty remarkable evening because we're recognizing the talent that has left this building and gone on to remarkable accomplishments. But here on my left is the maestro, Vinnie Macrina, and I don't have to tell you how remarkable he is. Once again, a Brockton High alumni. As I said earlier, I would keep this short like my stature. You're going to see and hear about some remarkable individuals that have outdone themselves, and you see behind you the future, and amongst this band and with the ROTC, again, the future of what Brockton High contributes to not only the community, not only the Commonwealth, but the nation. And without further ado, please make yourselves comfortable. You're going to hear, as you already heard, great music. And now, if you don't mind, we're going to hear from our mayor, another Brockton High alumni. So thank you, Mayor Sullivan.
Thank you, Ann. I want to, first of all, say congratulations to all the recipients today. It's a deserved, well honor. As Ann just said, I'm a proud graduate here at Brockton High, class 88, red building. Superintendent was 87. I always give him the business. He's older than me. This building opened in 1970, and my dad started working here then in the red, social studies. And he retired in 2001, and my brother and two sisters went here as well. Brockton High, without question, in my humble opinion, is the best public high school, not just in the Commonwealth, but in the nation. And it's evidenced by not just the achievement of the alums, but if you were here just a weekend ago and you saw these talented youngsters, it was unbelievable, unbelievable. I think the beautiful thing about Brockton High is once you graduate, you're always an alum, always, right? We all bleed red and black, and that's what makes Brockton High so special. The other thing that's so special about Brockton High is you never forget Brockton, right? You might have moved out, but this is always home, and it always will be home. So as the mayor and as a lifelong Brocktonian, I just want to congratulate everybody. Well-deserved honors. This is a great night in the City of Champions. You are all champions within our esteemed city. Thank you. God bless you all. Thank you.
We also want to thank Michelle Bolton that helped put this remarkable evening together, and that she went above and beyond. And we also like to recognize our board members, Rich Vogel, Secretary, Lou Victor, Treasurer, and Amy Coram, Vice President. Now let's talk about here our superintendent, another alum, and again, how would I say it, leading this remarkable group of people. And a week from Saturday, as they graduate, and a very impressive not only celebration for them, but for the 50 years of this institution. So thank you.
Thank you, Ian. First, I want to thank Ian, president of the Alumni Association, how hard she's worked over the years to keep it together. I want to thank her board members as well. Thank you for what you do. I know you put a lot of time in, and you do this on your own time, and it's much appreciated. And thank you, Michelle, for putting this all together and working so well with them. Thank you for being here. I graduated in '87. I want to congratulate all the recipients tonight, and I'm proud to be an alumni with you. I know a few of you and the great things you've done. All of you have done great things, and you represent Brockton very well. I remember I went to a college a lot smaller when I left Brockton High. When I was here, it was about 5,000, and I graduated with 1,300. And when you're in college and people ask you where you grew up, where you went to school, and you were always proud to say Brockton, always, and I still am. And it was always a special place. It always will be a special place. I've spent my entire career here. I'm honored to be superintendent, and I'm thrilled to be with you tonight. And like the mayor said, no matter where you go, I mean, I could be in a a cab in Las Vegas, or I could be, I was in Hilton Head about 3 weeks ago, and anytime you mention Brockton, somebody knows it. Or you meet somebody that was from Brockton and knows Brockton, and that's the best part of Brockton. It's one of the best small cities in the country, and no matter where you go, you meet somebody. So thank you again, congratulations to the recipients, and thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Superintendent and Mayor, and I hope that everyone will enjoy the next piece with the BHS Jazz Ensemble. And you do realize that you're hearing a group of people that have won national and statewide competitions and recognition. And again, I would just like to thank you for coming through. Absolutely. The maestro has something to say.
It's a pleasure for us to perform only for you all here. And I have a trumpet because my lead trumpet player is taking an AP test. So I had to take it out of the closet and try to perform. But I want to just say that Dr. Eric Rubin was one of my good players. He paid me to say that. And his brother David studied trumpet with me, and he's an airline pilot, and his wife was also in the band. I admire these two for what they've done, except David. He's never given me a ride on an airplane yet. But we'd like to dedicate this number for you two great musicians, and I'm so glad to see you all, and thank you for the kind words. Any wrong notes you hear is done by the horn. It wasn't done by me, okay? This little tune called, Mike will love this, September.
Once again, thank you, Mr. Macrina and your team, and we want to wish those that are leaving us, seniors, congratulations. And we want to point out, too, that we have some mason jars that say, proud to be a BHS alumni. And so all of you behind me are going to be one sooner or later. And please, again, thank you, and have good luck with all your endeavors. Again, as I say over and over, Brockton High students and their alumni represent so many facets of talent and skill. Our photographer here is 22 and a graduate of Brockton High and BSU, and he started his own business. So this is what happens here. And again, I'd go all around the room, and we also want to thank the remarkable team of the ROTC. They're just there all the time when anyone needs them, with a lot of style, class, and respect. And we're grateful. We're very grateful for them. And now, I'm going to bring up the first presenter, Rich Vogel, class of '84, the secretary of BHS alumni, and also the social media guru. So come on up here and say some great words about Dr. Eric Rubin, that I had the pleasure of graduating with in 1976. See, a lot of great people came out of the class of '76. What can I tell you? But anyway, without further ado, thank you, Rich.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, honorees, nominees, and invited guests. As I think about our winner today, I think back to Channel 5 and hearing about the medical reports by Dr. Timothy Johnson, always mentioning the New England Journal of Medicine articles, and thinking about those recording all the important medical research going on at our area's medical facilities, and knowing how respected our medical facilities are around the world, and knowing that that publication was also respected around the world. Flashback to 2 years ago and seeing the article in the Enterprise about how Dr. Rubin had become editor-in-chief of that publication gave me a lot of pride in having graduated from this high school, knowing that he had risen to that level. Also knowing the important research they did on tuberculosis, which was sorry, those of you who know me, that I kind of stammer through these. Knowing that tuberculosis was a public health problem long before COVID. And I just knew that I had to nominate Dr. Rubin for the Alumni Achievement Award the first chance I had, and that came in 2020, and he won the award that year. So congratulations, Dr. Rubin. Come on up and accept your award. Dr. Rubin?
Thank you.
Would you say a few words, please?
Sure. Thank you very much, Richard. It's a real honor. I did want to point out that while a lot of people have wanted to have their picture taken with Miss Massachusetts, no one has come up to me yet. And a couple shout outs to start off with. First, the jazz band. They're terrific. There's there's been a huge upgrade at Barry Sachs since the mid-'70s. And then I was in Yellow House where we went, our homerooms were in alphabetical order. So Rubin and Russell were always together. And I am honored to be here with someone who has shown his incredible generosity and his support for Brockton for all these years. So congratulations, Macy, and everyone else, of course. Brockton, as the mayor said, as the superintendent said, is a great place to come from. I graduated with doctors, women and men who became doctors and lawyers and priests and ministers and even one rabbi I know of, firefighters, police, some criminals, and it's not everywhere that you get to have friends of all sorts, and have all those different experiences. And my grandparents came to Brockton as immigrants at the time with other Jews and Irish and Italians. When we were in school, our recent immigrants were Greek and Lithuanian, and now Brockton has Cape Verdeans and Haitians, and that has kept this city vital. The continuing new blood, new ideas, new foods, has really been really important in shaping the city and shaping those of us who grew up here. I feel lucky to have come from Brockton, to have been educated in Brockton. That's my real award, but I'll take this one too. So thank you very much.
There's so many people to thank when an event of this magnitude takes place, and don't want to forget we've had such a great group of people helping us out. Jackie's been incredible, and we also have Kenny and John from custodian team, and this takes a lot of great hard work and great people to put it together. So don't want to forget to thank them. And Dr. Cobbs is back there. He was in and pitching in and helping us because it's a little bit of a wild experience to try to do this, an awful lot of wind. And it was a little warmer earlier today too. But without further ado, I had the pleasure of meeting Regina Ashodian, and another class of 76 member, nominating attorney Macy Russell, and I remember way back in 1975 voting for him for vice president of the class. See, all of you back there that are sophomores and whatever, you're going to remember your senior year like you're not going to believe, and 45, 47 years later, you're still going to reflect on it with a lot of positive memories. And I'm going to ask, Regina to come up here. And I can't thank her enough for nominating Macy. And the list goes on about what he's done for the community. And I'm just going to pass that on to you. Thank you so much.
So I just want to say I'm happy to be here tonight when two members of my class are being nominated. And not that I want to start a class war here. Okay, thank you. I wasn't sure I'd be able to reach the podium. I did a lot of research when they told me that I was going to introduce Macy. I have a big confession to make, which is that basically I am what a term that somebody coined called a slacktivist. If I can do it from home through my computer, I'm very comfortable. But I wasn't prepared that I would be asked to come here and present in person. So when that happened, I was just complete, as Macy will attest to, I was completely at sixes and sevens and freaked out. I did, as I always do, tons and tons of research, at which point the list of Macy's accomplishments were so long that I realized I would never fit that into 2 minutes. But the real reason that I nominated Macy was This is a service award. And when I read in Ann's newsletter, Ann, I'm giving you credit for writing the great newsletter. When I read in Ann's newsletter about the next level football program and how the program leverages students' academic and athletic talent, I could use my water now, but to help students go to four-year colleges, to give them some of the advantages that they might not have, to level the playing field a little bit, and to support them, help them build the academic skills that they need to get into the schools, help them to succeed while they're at school and deal with the academic rigor that they may face, and to prepare them emotionally for some of the other challenges that they're going to face after school and after football season is over, and to basically build them into leaders that will be appreciative of the mentorship that they have received, and will take those skills and build upon it and affect the communities that they live in. So one of the reasons I nominated Macy is because he did something I couldn't do. When I started out, I internship with an adjustment counselor here. I don't want to be like, what's his name, and ask for my water. Thank you. Who was it? Ted Cruz? I don't know. No, Marco Rubio. I don't know. Thank you. Okay, I'll try to be quick. Where was I? Oh, it's about changing lives. So when I worked with the adjustment counselor here, I got an inside view of, this was in the 80s, just some of the different challenges the students were facing, and it made me reflect a lot on some of the things that we've been seeing over the last few years. I think there's a prevalent attitude in our society sometimes that we all have equal access to the American dream, that if you just work hard enough, you'll be able to pull yourself up by your bootstraps and you'll be able to make a big success of yourself. But the reality is that everybody doesn't start at the same place. That would be like having a track meet where some members are starting at the starting line and other members are starting a quarter mile behind them. So it's one of the reasons that I think this program is so important. Part of what we need to do in this country is to change the culture around achievement, particularly academic achievement. And I feel that athletes have one advantage. They know that if they want to succeed, they have to practice. There isn't any going out on the field unprepared. They have to practice, they have to work out. Same as musicians. You're on the spot. You can't come out there not having practice and play a perfect symphony first time out. So I just want to say that the lives that are touched by this program, those students will go on to improve not only the lives of their own children, but the lives of the people in their communities. And I wish them the best, and I just want to thank Macy for all that he's done. And that's only part of it. Where are you, Macy? Where'd you go? Did I embarrass you? No.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
So, thank you all. So as a lawyer, I was prepared. I actually have written comments, but I realized nobody else is reading off a script, so I'm just going to go ahead and kind of wing it a little bit. And I want you to know that not only did Eric Rubin, RU, and RUS, I sat behind this guy from like the 7th grade on. Everywhere I went, there was Eric. Always someone that I admired. And I remember he was a hell of a clarinet player, but he was a closet clarinet player. He wouldn't tell you that he was spending all this time practicing, but he actually was. And so Eric was one of those guys in high school where everybody knew and everybody wanted to watch to see what Eric would do. And congratulations, that's a wonderful accomplishment. As for this award, I was asked a simple question at one point by someone, because I was fortunate enough to have two of my sons play Ivy League football, and they wanted to know, well, how the heck did you do that? And I said, well, you do this, you do this, you do that, and it's not really that complicated. And then one day, I was introduced to Mike Williams, and as the world, things happen in a strange way. The guy who introduced me to Mike Williams is a guy named Serge Georges, who played football at BC High and Boston College, who's now on the Supreme Judicial Court of Massachusetts. And he introduced me to Mike, and Mike was working with some kids in Brockton, and we sat down, we started talking, and I said, I think I can bring some structure to the program. You know some of it, I know some of it. We started working together about 7 years ago, went to the Boys and Girls Club and said, hey, look, we want to run a program. We don't want to be on the board. We need the gym, we need the facilities, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to create a program that will help kids interested in playing college football get academically and athletically prepared. And they kind of looked at us like, when are you going to do this? And I said, the middle of winter. We're going to do it in February, January, and April. And we're going to do it on Saturday mornings at 8:30. And we're going to have the guys from 8:30 to about 4:30 in the afternoon. And we're going to do it for 12 weeks. And it'll be 9 weeks of classes and 3 weeks of college tours. And they said, how are you going to pay for that? I said, I'll raise the money. And that started us down this path. And somewhere along the way, there are 4,300 Boys and Girls Clubs in America. In 2017, they gave us the runner-up award. We were number 2 in the nation in programs for sports, recreation, and nutrition. And then in 2019, we were the number 1 program in the country. I think at the time we were the number 2 program in the country. No Boys and Girls Club in Massachusetts had accomplished that in any category. But I got to thank Mike. I got to thank the kids. I got to thank Derek Heim down at the Brockton Boys and Girls Club. I also have to thank Coach Gene Marrow, who was a high school coach when I was here at Brockton. He was a principal for a bunch of years. He would get up on Saturday mornings. He's like 80 years old, and he's down in the gym, and he's going to the workouts with us, and he's talking to the kids. So we created something that was also generational, so that the kids would have an idea of what's in front of them, what it is that they need to do. So we're pretty happy. We were number 2 in the country, number 1 in the country. And then in 2020, I asked Mike, I said, how do we do this year with our 21 seniors? He said, 20 of them are going to 4-year colleges. And so the only one holdout was someone who wanted to go to school for HVAC. And we recognize that it's tough in Brockton, that we don't have the same resources as kids like where Eric and our kids went to school. And Newton, we have 38% of the kids being able to go to 4-year colleges or universities. And a place like Newton is close to 90%. But what I tell my guys all the time is that doesn't matter. What really matters is you have something which Brockton people have that others don't, which is this undeniable desire to succeed and the absolute distaste for losing. And I tell my guys, yeah, they may have a head start on you, but not only are you going to catch them, you're going to pass them, and you're going to know why it's important to you to be successful. So we enjoy what we're doing. It's really a lot of fun. The last thing to do is thank some of the people who helped us get us going from the beginning. Just to name a couple, Rockland Trust, Kenny Buckley, Dave Furnett, guys from Brockton High, who when I said, hey, look, I need money to do this, they were the first to step up and support the program. So thank you very much. I appreciate this, but this is from the hard work of the kids, and thank you very much.
we're going to ask all the recipients and the nominees to stick around a little bit for a few minutes after the program, just to get a few more pictures. And we also have carrying boxes and protectors for the trophies, because they're a little on the sensitive side, and we want to see them, how would I say it, exhibited for years and years to come. And now, again, as we reflected on the remarkable talent, we have two young men that nominated Sabrina Victor for the Young Alumni Award, and they are Matt Cunningham, who teaches here and leads the chorus and the award-winning chorus, and Bob Hogan, who runs the drama club program, and as you've heard and you'll hear over and over again weeks to come, On With the Show was just a blow your mind success. And yes, it was outdoors, the other side of the parking lot here, 4 times in 3 days. Let me tell you, and they were all sold out. So without further ado, I'm going to ask them to come up here and say a few marvelous words about Sabrina Victor. Thank you.
Sabrina Victor, you know you're a star. I knew you were a star right away. First time I saw you in a rehearsal, first time I saw you in an audition, I said, this young woman defines Brockton. Perseverance, pride, passion, performance. She's got it all. 2014 graduate of Brockton High School. She won awards, All-Star Awards, for her performance in Wiley and the Hairy Man. 2014 won Best Actress in the state of Massachusetts for her performance as Miss Adelaide in Guys and Dolls. As she graduated, she went on to Emerson College, UMass Amherst, will be attending Columbia University this fall, all to pursue acting. I couldn't be more honored to be your acting teacher, acting director. Sabrina, as many of you know, this particular year competed for Miss Massachusetts USA, and I had the proud privilege of sitting in that audience, watching her in all elements, but most importantly, that last question that she answered, she got up with poise, just like anybody would from Brockton, delivered from the heart, and was crowned Miss Massachusetts USA, and I couldn't be prouder to be in that audience watching her. I think I ran up on stage before anybody else did. I was so proud of her. She also serves with me on the Massachusetts Educational Theater Guild's Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, and her platform as Miss Massachusetts, Arts Education for All, equitable access to arts education for all, and getting that word out there. Sabrina, you know how much we love you. I'm honored to be with Mr. Cunningham up here to present this award to you. You are just a gem to the city. You come back and help us with shows, and know we truly love you. A bushel and a peck.
So just very briefly, when I was hired as the choral director back in 2013, one of my biggest fears was getting my senior class on board with me as a teacher. And Sabrina was a senior that year, and I really have to say it was because of her that everyone was buying what I was selling, so to speak, as an educator. And I'm very grateful to this day for her camaraderie and her commitment to our choral program. As Mr. Hogan said, she was a lead in Guys and Dolls her senior year. She was also my first student to make the Massachusetts All-State Chorus, which was a huge honor. And she comes back and helps us with all of our programs with the Brockton High Harmonics. Ooh. Brockton High, hello? Oh, I'll project, I'm a singer. So with the Brockton High School Harmonics, she comes back, and I can honestly say that she really serves as a role model to our students, and they look up to her as an older sister, I think, in a way, because they see themselves in her, and they see what it's like to be from Brockton and to achieve these great achievements. And I'll say the best part about Sabrina is not only is she talented and beautiful inside and out, but she's humble. And no matter how great and how famous she'll get someday, she remains true to her roots, and we know that she'll always have a home here in Brockton. So I'm proud to call her my former student and now my friend, Sabrina Victor. Come on up. Congratulations.
Sabrina, we love you.
Kind words. Wow, this is such an honor, and I'm so grateful for the kind words. Oh, I'm a little tall. I have heels on. I stand before you as Miss Massachusetts USA, but I am also a proud Haitian American from Brockton, Massachusetts. Shout out all my Haitians. And I couldn't have made it to this point in my life without these two people standing beside me who nominated me today. I promise I won't get teary-eyed. They truly changed my life for the better. I moved here from Florida, transferred here my sophomore year, and you know, I was looking for acceptance. I was looking for people who would understand me and see the drive in me, see what I wanted, and they believed in me from the very moment that they met me. And because of them, I decided to pursue a career in the entertainment and arts, and that's why my platform is performance activism. I'm so passionate about encouraging people to learn more about art, to make sure that we're getting art out into marginalized communities. And the Brockton High School Choral Program and Drama Club poured so much into me, which is why I was able to continue studying theater in college, why I'm going back in the fall. I'm super excited, but it's bittersweet because it means I'll be leaving my home, Brockton, but this will always be home to me. And I remember specifically when I decided to attend Emerson College, a great program, but unfortunately I couldn't afford to go back my sophomore year. So I had to leave the school, and I attended Massasoit Community College my second year, another great program. But I had a midlife crisis at the age of 18, 19. I thought, you know, I was getting a sign that this isn't for you. You shouldn't have tried to study art. You're on the wrong path. And I went to these fellows over here, and you know, I shared with them a little bit about what was going on in my heart, and they said, "Girl, are you crazy?" You know, they told me to just snap out of it and get it together, and that there are obstacles that happen in life, and it's how you persevere through them. And I decided to come back and start helping out with the drama club, with show choir, and it was everything I needed and more, and I've been coming back ever since, and all of these beautiful friends standing back there, I love you all so much, and to be able to come back and create these connections with you all and give you advice and watch you grow. I was right in your very shoes, and I just can't wait to see what life has in store for all of you beautiful people back there. And I'm really grateful to be nominated amongst so many great recipients. I think I'm the youngest recipient, so it is truly an honor, and I am just grateful from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for changing my life in so many ways. Thank you, everyone.
All three of you together. And he wants a business card.
Thanks so much.
Before we break here for a second performance of the BHS Drama Club, I just want to mention that, first of all, we'd like to thank Dr. Clifford Murray. I mean, he is the principal of this remarkable institution, and we'd like to thank him. He's in the back row and joining us, and thank you for allowing us to have this super event. We also want to recognize we have a couple of elected officials in the audience. We have Councilor Azak, also Shirley Azak here, Ward 7 City Councilor, and a Brockton High alumni. And we also have School Committee, Ward 7, Tim Sullivan coming here today. And This recognizes the 2020 Distinguished Alumni. As we all know, COVID was a serious interruption in many people's lives, and we could not have the awards event last year, so we combined it this year. And I'm going to let director and drama and choral get everyone on with the show here, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. Thank you.
So we'd like to bring on most of our cast from the musical production On With the Show. This year was our 50th anniversary of the Brockton High School musical, so we did a whole celebration of the past 50 years of shows. We had 22 different titles that we represented in this show, and so for tonight we want to share with you one number from the musical Grease. This is We Go Together.
Go together like rama, dingity ding ding dong. Remember forever like shoo-up, shoo-wada wada yippity doom de boom. Chang chang, changity chang shoo-bop. That's the way it should be. Whoa, yeah. We're one of a kind, like dip da dip da dip doo up a doobie doo. Our names are Stein. Boogity boogie 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 shooby doo wop shoo-bop. Chang chang, changity chang shoo-bop. We'll always be like one. Whoa, 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 whoa.
When we go out at night, and stars are shining bright, up in the skies above.
Or at the high school dance, where you can find romance. Baby, it might be love. Shoo-bop, shoo-wada wada, yippity boom de boom. Chang chang, changity chang, shoo-bop, dip da dip da dip, doo-wop a doobie, boogity 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 boogity, shoo-bity wop shoo-bop, sha-na-na-na-na-na-na, yippity boom de boom, a wop and a lula, a wop and boom. We're for each other like a wop and a lula, a wop and boom. Just like my brother, it's sha-na-na-na-na-na, yippity boom de boom. Chang chang, changity chang, shoo-bop, we'll always be together. Whoa, yeah. We'll always chang changity chang shoo-bop. Chang chang changity chang shoo-bop. Chang chang changity chang shoo-bop. Chang chang changity chang shoo-bop. We'll always be together. Chang chang changity chang shoo-bop.
Sabrina Victor, this performance was for you.
It's really hard to come out after such a performance. But since we have these remarkable 2021 Distinguished Alumni to announce here, it's incredible the nominations we get, and we totally encourage everyone to do so. You don't have to be lucky enough to be an alumni of Brockton High to nominate someone, and we want to hear from you. We want to hear all your stories. And first here we have Dr. Jillian Morlock and Amy Lee DeVito, class of 2004, is here for the recognized. She nominated for the Alumni Achievement, Dr. Jillian Morlock, and a doctor of a different nature. She's a veterinarian, and we're going to ask Amy to come up here now, and I want to say, let us know a little bit more about this remarkable individual, and thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I don't know how I follow that show, but thank you to Anne and Michelle and the rest of the Alumni Association for having us all here today. Congratulations to all the other award recipients here this evening. I have the pleasure today of not only introducing a classmate, but a good friend, someone I admire, not only for her professional achievements, but for her selflessness, her work ethic, and her sense of humor. Jill and I first met at East Junior High many years ago, and now despite our busy careers and moving away from Brockton, we have thankfully remained friends. Jill was always an excellent student, and we always challenged each other academically. It was a friendly competition that pushed us both to do well. Our real competitive passion comes out when we get back together for game nights. As undergrads, we even lived together for several years, despite the fact that she went to a different school, Boston University. Go Huskies! Eventually, Jill moved to Colorado to pursue her career goals, coming back to Massachusetts to attend the Cummings School of Veterinary Medicine at Tufts University. In true Jill fashion, she earned plenty of awards and accolades. Today, Jill is the Chief Medical Officer at the Community Animal Hospital in Shrewsbury, where she is trusted and admired by her coworkers and adored by her clients and their families. Jill has always pushed herself to do more. Her hard work and dedication continues to pay off, and in the craziness of 2020, she won the distinction of Best Veterinarian in Central Massachusetts, a testament of her dedication to her patients, their families, and her community. When I saw the award notification in the alumni newsletter, I could think of no better nominee. I'd like to thank our good friend Holly for helping me nominate Jill as well. With that said, I'd like to welcome up the 2021 Achievement Award winner, Dr. Jillian Morlock. Thank you.
All right. Now I'll try to put into words how honored I am to receive the award and how grateful I am for the people who brought me to this place in life, which I'm fortunate to be in. I'll start with the people who nominated me, Amy DeVito and Holly Jacobs in the crowd. Some among the most impressive of my classmates that I graduated with, and still today among the most impressive people that I know. They're strong, successful, and hilarious. And so they've inspired me since we met over 2 decades ago and still today. Of course, I want to thank the teachers who recommended that I go to college. That was not something that was an obvious path for me because most of my family did not attend any college classes. I leaned on them for support to help guide me to choosing a college that allowed me to explore my interests. And there's just no doubt that without that influence at a pivotal point in my life, I wouldn't be in the career today that I love so much. The teachers and the administrators who designed the curriculum so that I was prepared for rigorous work ahead with AP classes, and learning a value of balance in life with the electives and all of the arts to explore too. And then finally, the teachers who dedicated their time to the after-school programs where I forged meaningful relationships with my peers, I advocated in the community, and I developed the core values that still guide me today. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you all.
It would be remiss of me not to recognize, I highlight always the drama club, the music, and of course the chorus, because I I lean toward that. I'm not the athletic type, but just so everyone realizes, I mean, if you want to talk about practice and accomplishments, every time you turn around, you're reading about an individual or a team that's just continuously winning, reaching new goals, accomplishing new challenges, and it all happens here, and then they go on and get other people to do it. And I'm bringing this up now here because Matt Campbell nominated Brett Gormley for the Alumni Service Award, and Brett really fits the, how do I say, the athletic profile. And I've had the pleasure of interacting with him on various activities in the community. And right now we're going to ask Matt Campbell to come up here and recognize and talk a little bit more about why this evening we're giving the 2021 Alumni Service Award to Brett Gormley, class of '98. Thank you.
Thank you. Certainly Brett fits the athletic profile, if the profile is 6'6" and very, very tall. As a coach at Brockton High, I've been doing that a while. We talk to the kids an awful lot about loyalty and commitment. You know, you want to be loyal to your team, you want to be loyal to your school, you want to be committed, you got to come every day, you got to work hard. And I honestly, as a person that's been teaching here what feels like a long time now and has been living here for quite a while, I don't think I've met anyone that is as loyal and as committed to Brockton High School in the city of Brockton as Brett Gormley. I first met Brett probably about a dozen years, 10, 12 years ago. He was a volunteer freshman football coach here. His career changing, he was getting into education. And, you know, I really got to know him. He did a great job coaching football, but I really got to know him when Mr. Thomas hired me as the boys' track coach. And my head was just spinning. There were tons of kids and, you know, there's a lot of people. There aren't a lot of coaches. And I had a lot of volunteers, and Brett was so instrumental in getting me through those first couple years. Came to practice every day, knew every kid on the team, talked to every kid about going to college and working hard. And I was so appreciative. And then I got really upset with him because he stopped coaching track. He decided he got a job teaching in Boston, and he decided to run for the school committee. And he became the school committee person for Ward 4, which he did for 4 years. And I think he achieved some, you know, he got a lot done as school committee person for Ward 4. He was able to push a lot of stuff, particularly, I mean, Brett's always going to be the athletic guy in any room he stands in. So I think everyone involved in sports here really owes him a debt of gratitude. A couple things you may not know about Brett and that I think really do a great job of qualifying him for this award. Probably 6 or 7 years ago, John Fidalgo, who coaches track here, and Brett started the Brockton Track Club. And Brett, I believe, is still the vice president of the track club. And, you know, that is, I think, to this point, the largest youth sport program in the city. There's 340, 350 kids working at that. And Brett was instrumental in getting that going, and he still supervises it every Monday night. The past 2 or 3 years, Brett has been very involved with the basketball program here at Brockton High. And basketball is Mr. Gormley's first love. He's running all the off-season workouts, working the kids out in the playground, going in the gym, trying to get them in shape in the summer and in the fall. And this year, he was the volunteer varsity bench coach for the entire COVID-shortened season. Brett's done an awful lot for Brockton High. Brett's done an awful lot for the city of Brockton. And I cannot think of anyone who I appreciate more. And to be honest, I don't think there's anyone more deserving of this award. Mr. Gormley.
Move this up. Good evening, everybody. thank you to the Alumni Association for voting for me after my nomination, and thank you, Matt, for nominating me. Matt's been a great friend of mine the last 10 years now. We met in 2011, right over there on the freshman football field, and I hadn't coached football ever, and I played a little bit. I wasn't very good, and Coach Colombo asked me to coach, and I said, Coach, I wasn't very good, and he's like, we'll teach you. So Matt was really the one who helped me out, and we became friends. Matt's my best friend, along with Coach DeBarros, who's the basketball coach. I've surrounded myself with people I think are just great folks, and they inspire me every day. But Ann, you'll be surprised to know that in 1998, I was in Oklahoma, the musical, okay? So I'm not just an arts person. And that's one of the great things about this school. I did everything. I was not only an athlete, I was also an artist. I was in the studio program. Mr. Allen really wanted me to go to art school, but I wanted to play basketball, and I probably should have listened to him because I didn't do very well in college. But I was also a part of the musical, and it's a thing that I always look back on and wish that I had started earlier because it was one of the best experiences I had. And there's Mr. Hogan. I wanted him to hear that. And there's so many great things that you can do here, and I get sad when I meet students and I ask them what they do at the school, and they just say, I go home after school. And there's so much to do here. And I was able to do all those things because of the people that came before me. And I was given the confidence to do those things through my parents and shown that a life of service is a good life to lead. Both my parents worked in what you would call service industries. They were teachers. My dad was a teacher here at Brockton High. He just retired a few years ago. And my mother was a nurse. My grandmother was a para in the Brockton public school system for almost 40 years. And I've just been around a lot of people who love this city and have served this city, and it was just a natural thing as I got older to continue to help. And it was here that I kind of found who I was, and I found that I love to work with kids. While I was in high school, through a program called Our Future Stars, Ricky Lewis, who ran that program and founded it, who passed away a few years back. I didn't realize until I joined the school committee that that was a huge impact. So along the way, I had done a lot of those things. Volunteer coached, helped start track club. And as you get older, you realize the things that people have done for you. And I just have wanted to pass it forward to the kids of Brockton and, hopefully, maybe inspire my children who are here tonight, who have supported me along with my wife, because the things that I've done have been, after work, because I will never stand behind a podium and receive an award for my teaching career. I'm just, I'm not that good, but I'm average. So this is something that I was surprised because, you don't do service for awards, and I'm also, I'm still doing it. So, maybe I'll get another award someday. I don't know. But, I heard a quote. I heard the great producer, Jimmy Iovine, who's made millions and millions of dollars. And he said, always be of service is his motto. And that's a guy who's made money, You don't look to make money being of service, but whatever you do, if you can be of service, you're going to be a success. And that's how I've tried to live my life. And I thank you all very much for this honor, and thank you to my family and Brockton High and everyone who supported me along the way. Thanks.
We have a monthly newsletter And some people are under the impression I do the whole newsletter. Let's clear this up right now. I do the president's message. Michelle Bolton puts the whole thing together. And we track down, and there's always so much stuff to put in about this one winning that award, that one being recognized, etc. But we want to hear from you. So please email us. Social media guru there, Rich Vogel, would love to hear from you. Instagram, Facebook, etc. And we just want to hear about what everybody's doing. And there's over 60,000 people that have graduated Brockton High, and you've just seen a microcosm of individuals and their remarkable achievements and these incredible band students that are sitting here so patiently. And want to thank them. And they practice. And I know how much they practice, because when we were setting up and planning this and seeing how it would work, we had 10 people come and what have you. And Mr. McCreena was talking about how they had been practicing outside on Mother's Day until it got too cool to do it. And I mean, that's people need to realize what these students do and how they keep on doing it, and how much of a positive reflection they're on this community and what they go on and do. Last but not least is Sharisse Scott Rollins, class of 2012, as the Young Alumni Recipient, and she was nominated by school principal Kevin Caro, and but in his place this evening, as we're looking at again another teacher here, Dennis Ginich is coming. Yep, coming here to say a few words about Sharisse, and again, it's just unbelievable, the stories of and what people feel they can contribute to society and what they continue contributing, and the benefits over the years continue to reflect on this positive institution. So, yeah, further ado here.
Good evening, everyone. I'll be speaking on behalf of my good friend, Mr. Kevin Caro. Mr. Caro is the athletic director here at Brockton High School and the former principal of South Middle School right here in Brockton. I was lucky enough to serve as assistant principal at South when Mr. Caro was there as principal, and so fortunate to share some time there with the wonderful woman that's being recognized this evening, Sharisse Scott Rollins. Sharisse, when Mr. Caro heard that you were selected as the Alumni Award recipient, he was not surprised at all. In fact, he asked himself, what took them so long? It's been a while since Mr. Caro last talked with Sharisse, but he always knew what a special person she was, and he is thrilled that she is getting the recognition that she has earned. Mr. Caro looked through his old files from South Middle School to see if he could find your dragon certificates and pictures, and he came across a recommendation letter that he wrote for you back in 2010. Mr. Caro wanted to share that letter with you tonight because it's as true now as it was 11 years ago. So this is Mr. Caro's letter from 2010. I am pleased to recommend Ms. Sharisse Scott Rollins for admission into the NBA Crump Law Camp. We were fortunate enough to have Sharisse as a student in our school for 2 years, and I can attest that Sharisse has exemplified what a South Middle School student should aspire to be. She is a hard-working, caring, determined, responsible, and respectful young lady who served as a role model to her peers. Sharisse comes from a family who values education as well as giving back to the community. She is involved in the volleyball program at Brockton High School, as well as the Inter-City Softball League. She is a perennial honor roll student, and I am confident that Sharisse will succeed in whatever career path she chooses. The NBA Crump Law Camp would be very lucky to have a person like Sharisse Scott Rollins as part of their student body. Sharisse, we knew you were a shining star then, and we are thrilled that you are shining brighter than ever. Congratulations on your award. Congratulations on your business. Keep doing what you love, and we cannot wait to see where your journey will take you next. Best always, love and luck from Mr. Caro, Mrs. O'Lanson, and Mr. G. When you come from Brockton, you're always a boxer. Once a boxer, always a boxer. And when you come from South Middle School, once a dragon, come on up, Sharisse.
right. Hi, everybody. Okay, I knew they were going to make me emotional, so I wrote something. So if I look down, that's why. So it's really such an honor to be here with you all, especially after the year that we've had. And I really hope that everybody's family and friends are doing well. It's quite nostalgic being back here because this is where it really all started for me. I remember being in Red Building in 2010 and I got my first order, and that's when my entrepreneurship endeavors began. It was funny because I had a environmental science teacher who gave us a project to create something about the environment, but not a poster. So I made a t-shirt, and that t-shirt sparked my business. One of my teachers saw the t-shirt and she was like, "Oh my gosh, can you make 30 t-shirts for my friend's bachelorette party?" And I was like, "Okay." So I made those 30 shirts, and then the mother of the bride loved them, and she asked me to make 30 more for all of the waiters and waitresses at the after party. So being back here is really just super special to me. And when I got my first order from the teacher, I never really thought that I was going to end up being an entrepreneur for the rest of my life, but now this is my 11th year running my business, and things are going so well, and it's just such an honor. Now as I've been running my business, I finished my bachelor's degree in 2016 in fashion design and production, and then also in that same year, I fought and beat cancer. And then I recently finished my MBA at Howard University in 2020. So it is just, it's nice to reflect and be able to come back home. And I always hold Boxer Country, the city of champions, close to my heart because this is where I learned resilience, where I got my tough exterior, and where I was able to really blossom into the woman that I am today. So I really just want to thank you all for being here, and thank you so much for the award.
We're getting ready for the wind down here with this program. We want to remind again the winners that we have boxes and covers, protectors for your trophies. Please, they're right at the front table. And we also want to mention that donations are always gratefully accepted. All the money goes to scholarships. And you can do this, through check or BHS alumni, or you can visit us at www.bpsma.org/alumni. If anyone is interested, we're going to Brack's Grill, which is a little further down the street at 1280 Belmont Street, and they're expecting us. And you're more than welcome to join us, have a drink or what have you, and celebrate the remarkable accomplishments of all these individuals, the incredible talent of this school, the students, the teachers, and all the leaders. We want a special thanks again to Chartwell's, BCA TV, Joseph LaForest Photography, Bridgewater Trophy, BC Tent and Awning, BEMA, which is Brockton Emergency Management, who provided the generator so we could have all this, BPS facilities, custodians, everything. They've been great to us. BHS Art, and of course, the BHSJ ROTC Command and Cadets. They're just, like I said, amazing. There's never an event where they're not serving in some way, shape, or form, and they're always the ultimate example of, like I said, class-style discipline. We're preparing this weekend for Memorial Day. Let's remember that we've lost many who gave their lives for us to be free. And we have many now serving this nation in this country or throughout the world to keep us free. We're blessed, we're grateful, and we want everyone to continue to stay safe and well. And right now, we're asking the Vice President to come up here, and we also want to recognize Michelle Bolton for all that she's done throughout all this, and she does all throughout the year. So Michelle, come on up here. Amy, and let's remember now, Amy was the president of Brockton High back in 1970. So you always come back to where you came. Thank you so much. Can I say something? Absolutely.
Anne doesn't know this, that the fact that I have something for her as well. Just 1 minute.
No, I didn't know that. No, you didn't. They kept a good secret. Meanwhile, if the band wants to keep on playing, we have no problem with that. Oh, jeez. Oh, thank you, Amy. Yes.
Because
yeah. Oh, thank you.
Anne did so much to put this all together, and she's very modest, but she did everything that Michelle didn't do.
Thank you very much. It's totally unexpected. And everybody have a super great summer. And consider joining Brockton High alumni. Thank you.